Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Slow Roll Podcast. Yes, I'm already getting up to grab a second water bottle, so I'm fucking prepared to stay hydrated for you great people. I had a podcast before. It was called 2 Cents. It's over. We're out of that. It was, everybody kept thinking that they had to pay 2 cents to listen to it, or is this only worth 2 cents because it's worthless? It just isn't. It wasn't really the right move or the right angle, the right direction to go in. We're here recording live at the Port Comedy Club. What a joy, what a cheer. Got a whole new little apparatus set up for the production, so this is hopefully going to come out with a little more regularity than anything I've done before, so that'll be nice. To not have this only come out every once in a while, which is never. So this one's actually going to come out. It's a slow roll. So that's what we're on. You don't want to explode. You just want to be on a slow roll. And that's what we're all on. Everybody's on a little bit of a slow roll through life. And we're not going to wax ad nauseum on that. We're just going to dive right into some bullshit. I'm living life right now. I got a mustache for everybody watching. I don't really know why I have that. I did it as a gaffe. I left a little soul patch, had a goatee action going on. That wasn't it. I kept looking like a white devil, and I didn't want to walk around scaring my black friends. I literally walked into a comedy show, and one of my black friends was shot, looked at me and goes, "You look horrifying," because I looked like the devil. So you can't, you don't want to do that. That's not nice to just walk around looking like the devil all day. This is going to be hard to open a water bottle at the same time as I talk. And want a little sip of agua here, a little refreshment. Yeah, so, ditch the soul patch. Now I just got the mustache and, or whatever, the soul patch piece of the facial hair. And it's doing all right. Look like a little bit of a pilot. I look like half a pilot. Haha, people thought I was going to say something else. You do these different things just to fuck around. It's all part of the slow roll. I recently started this shit called Prosapil. It's bringing my hair back. I think there's a mirror right here. I'm looking at it. It's looking a little better. I don't know. I just came here in a hurry from doing nothing. Got a bunch of new fellas moving into the house. Gonna have a whole little, situation going on there. Got Mr. Hurley, the owner of the Port, moving in. Chris Randolph, Jake Charmatz, 2 other funny guys. Chris Randolph, fuck you. No. That's an ongoing joke from forever ago. That is just between me, him, and 4 other people that no one's going to get, which is fine. This isn't for people to get. This is for me to have fun. I'm, most recently in my life, I'm taking cigarettes out of my pocket. No, you guys, I'm going on podbriety. That's what I'm calling it. I'm not listening to podcasts for 6 months. That's the angle. I'm not listening to podcasts. I'm not watching stand-up. I don't want to know. I don't want to fucking be a part of anything. I want to stop listening to everybody. It's not because they're dumb. It's because I'm dumb from listening to people. And in an effort to undumbify myself, I'm going to talk to you lovely people once a week solo. This is coming out once a week, just me. Just you, me, and the slow rollers. Whatever the fuck we'll call the fans of this podcast. This amazing program that is going to be broadcasted all across the world and watched by few. We're going once a week. This is going to be me. I'm just going to be talking. What is it going to be about? I don't know. Once I have notes here, and we're in the works on a little bit of a studio situation. It's going to be coming soon. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be a party at the Moon Tower. For everybody that knows what that is, then you're all right. But for right now, we're doing these. It's going to be one solo, and then I'm going to do one with guests. The next one, I think I might be recording tonight after a show here at the Port Comedy Club with a couple other comics. So if I'm wearing the same clothes, shut the fuck up. Did I shower today? You fucking Call your mom. No, what was it? It was Mother's Day yesterday. Had a lovely little Mother's Day. Hung out with the family. Went and saw some friends. It was nice. Mother's Day is good because it's not like they deserve a week. No. I'm kidding. You gotta love the mothers. You gotta, if you have one around, I hope you got to spend some time with her. If you don't, maybe you hate that bitch. Maybe you're not with her because she's a fucking nasty, whatever. If it's not because she's nasty and she's gone, I'm sorry. That sucks. Loss is not fun. Loss is a fun thing to deal with when it's like $10 in gambling, but not your friends or family. That's not fun. And that's not what we're here to roll on about. I swear I'm only going to do roll puns for the first episode and the rest of them for the duration of this podcast. But yeah, then we're going to have the episodes with guests coming in, just other comics I hang out with and people of the sort. Probably, I'll try and fucking interview people that aren't comics. I don't know if I'll find any. Who knows? If I can get a funny interview with like a cool photographer or something, we'll see what we can do. I got people that I know that do fun things. We'll try and get them in here, but we'll get right to it. I was reading the news the other day, and it was talking about Social Security. And Social Security is going to run out by the year 2035. And it's 2024. And I'm 27. Social Security is going to run out by the time I'm 38. Why the fuck am I putting any money into this? And I get why we have it, and it's great, and it's a nice thing. But Social Security is inherently American because it's... You think that we're actually going to save up enough money? No fucking shot, dude. There's no way that any of us are going to save up money. You think Americans are actually going to put aside enough to live the last 20 years of their life? How could anyone do that? Everybody goes day to day, week by week. Maybe you could back when you could build up equity through a home. That's what boomers always say. You need to get a home, build up some equity. Well, there's no homes to buy, and I'm a broke comic, so I'm not even in the conversation, but I just hear other people talk about it, and look, you want to get ahead, you want to be on top of society, you want to be one of those guys that people sees walk into a restaurant, you're like, damn, dude, he's going to fucking order whatever he wants, he doesn't care, but that comes with... You need Social Security because if you're going to ball out and live like that your whole life, then you're going to need it probably. And all of us try and live like that. So how the fuck are we going to live without it? What are we going to do? None of us have real savings. No one my age is really saving anything. Maybe they are. Maybe they're all lying about being broke and needing me to Venmo them because the $6 that my beer was. Yeah, you guys, maybe I don't need to Venmo you. Because I chose to live a life where I don't make that much money. That's your fucking problem now. And that's also what Social Security is like. It's like, hey, man, I didn't put enough money aside, so now I need you to buy my beer for the last 20 years of my life. Well, fuck you. Save enough money. Have enough beer in your fridge. What the fuck? What are you doing without beer? It's just, you could save up, have things. Be a respectable individual with your own beer. But no, some of us try and go for things. We try and pursue things, and we don't have our own beer because we're trying to live our lives. We're drinking all the beer that we can get. But there's only so much beer to go around. So people are like, hey, man, if you could just give us a little bit of beer while you're young, then there will be beer for you when you're older. It'll lose a little bit of value. It's not going to hit as hard. It's going to, we're going to try and make it where, we're not going to have anything. Yeah, you hit that moment where you realize 2035. And the article framed it in such a funny way. They said that, experts say that Social Security funds will run out 1 year later than originally predicted, and now they'll run out in 2035. It's like, oh, wow, that's still way too fucking early to be doing anything. To run out of money that's fucking 11 years from now. Oh, God, it was going to run out 10 years. Now it's 11. Whoo-wee. That's such a difference. And, you know, you got to pay taxes. You got to do it. It's fresh on my mind, too, because I just paid taxes. And I had to pay the government some money. I had to pay the state some money because of whatever I do. I don't know. I had like 5 jobs last year. I'm an idiot. I can't keep one. Table's moving about, so I'm just a little. So I had to pay a little bit of money in, and I had to pay into my Social Security. And if I was going to get it, that's fine. But if I'm not going to get it, I would like to stop paying. I'm really getting close to the libertarian argument, not the Republican. Not the, well, we need to put funds into the military. No, I'll pay a little bit of taxes as long as we got enough guns. That's not what not what I'm here to say. I'm really into the anarchist, faux libertarian, really an anarchist idea of just not paying taxes till I have enough money and then just paying a lump sum off and be like, my bad, guys. Don't worry. This is not pay for like 5 years, and maybe I'll have enough money to 10 grand. I'll throw it back towards you. Because if we're not going to get any of it, then what are any of us paying into it for? That's like DoorDashing a girl food, and you're never going to get the pussy, and then she gets married in 10 years, and you've been DoorDashing her every day for 10 years. I've been doing it for 20 years. No. I don't think I paid taxes when I was 17. I wasn't a... Do 17-year-olds have to pay taxes? This would be a great time when Producer, please Google this. That's not... I don't fucking have one. I don't think that I had to pay taxes when I was 17. Or maybe... It's just very small because you're a child. And they're like, oh, we'll only take a little bit. You really, whatever it was. So I've been paying taxes for about 9 or 10 years. Very small up until 23. Didn't pay many taxes at all. Just because I didn't make a lot of money on paper. Money went through my accounts. I didn't keep any of it either. The money that I did make. I guess I'll come clean and say it. There were some operations in college that were slightly less than legal that provided me with a sort of relief in income. I didn't know how to tell my boss that the other day. My boss, he was asking if we were talking about working, and I was talking about being in college, and I said I didn't really work. And I didn't know how to say that I sold drugs for money because he's fucking like 45. This guy's a hard ass. He's telling me he's getting on his son. His son does sound like a dickhead. He's getting on his son for whatever bullshit. And then he turns around and he's like, yeah, dude, everybody used to do blow. I'm like, what? You're going to say that? I mean, I know I might say that one day, but I'll be a comedian. And like, yeah, I'm going to have my warped fucking whatever. But like, I fucking, I work with boats. And I won't say much about where I work, but in effort, because the 3 people that are listening to this are going to tell on something that I said. What if I actually get canceled from doing this podcast with 4 people listening and it's just me alone? But I was on Threads the other day. Threads. Oh, God. Just dead Twitter. There's nothing on there. The Threads, because everybody that's on Threads is so liberal that they can't, like, a lot of people quit Twitter and just didn't go to Threads. They're like, oh, I'm just not going to read Twitter anymore because Elon Musk owns it, and it's crazy, and I just probably don't even need that medium of whatever in my life. A lot of people were like, oh, I'm just off it. Or I'll just stay on Twitter and, shit's crazy. It's kind of what you got to deal with. But everybody on Threads is the people that are like, the things that are happening on Twitter is the worst. And the takes on Threads are some of the most wild little. My phone is recording this, or I would actually fucking grab a couple. I saw someone post, and the reason I'm doing, because I accidentally just almost did it. Saw someone post, can someone send me comedians that don't spend their whole hour complaining about how hard comedy is to do now? And it is very lame. But all the comedians that were suggested also talked about how hard it is to do comedy, as whoever, like Hannah Gadsby was one of them. All she does is complain about how hard it is to do comedy as her. What are we talking about? What? Fucking slow your roll, you know? How is she not talking about how comedy is hard to do as the person that she is, when Dave Chappelle talking about how what he wants to talk about is, they're both complaining about the same thing. And it's the reason that it's funny. I don't think that just left-wing people say nothing with their comedy now. Cat Williams' special was fine. Don't let him hear me say it, though. That was a bad cat. I know. Sometimes it's better. Dave Chappelle, he's been okay. He said some funny things in his past couple specials, but they weren't, it wasn't joke packed. He had messages. It was kind of, you kind of like, you're watching it and you're thinking, you're just kind of talking, Dave. And that's fine, but it's just not really, it ends up, there's some complaining about things he can say or not. The last one was not that, but the ones before, the 2 or 3 before were that. They're good-ish. They're good for what they're supposed to be. But it's the same thing as Hannah Gadsby. It's just sitting up there and complaining about, why can't I be this, or why can't, And I thought about it, and most good comedians don't talk about how hard it is to do comedy. There's like a couple people that genuinely do edgy enough stuff where, yeah, like you're like, beware, be ready. If you go into a Nick Mullen show and you're a fucking Taylor Tomlinson fan, you might have a heart attack. Not actually, but it's going to be different. He's funny. It's well-written jokes, but it's not for everybody to just come in and it's not 8 p.m. primetime viewing. It's not supposed to be. It's 1 a.m. comedy. It's the curse words are on. It's HBO. It's old HBO. That's what comedy, that's what a lot of comedy is. But when people, it does piss me off when people talk about how hard comedy is to do, because the only time I think that comedy is hard to do is when the audience feels dumb. It has nothing to do with, am I allowed to say this or that? It's a lack of informed, and it's a lack of, we don't all listen to any of the same things anymore. All of us are splintered off in our own little echo chambers, listening to whatever, this, that, and none of us we're not all tuning into Channel 4 for the news. If everybody tuned into Channel 4 for the news, we'd have some comedy to make. But now you have to do things that are about, like, the dishes, because everybody does the dishes. So you have to go back to you have to try and write these evergreen style bits that have nothing to do with anything, really, so that they can always have relevance, because they're not to do with anything happening. They're just what it is to be a person, conversational, emotional, those type of bits, man, woman, dating, parents, a lot of shit. It can go by without being topical, and it's still funny and people like it. But if you try and do something about information that is out there in the world, people just don't really know what they're talking about. And should they? They shouldn't. That's what I always tell myself. If people don't know, I'm talking about something that people don't give a fuck about. That's just what's happening. But if I ever say something and people are offended, I don't go, you guys, I go, wow, I fucking offended people. I feel bad. You don't feel good. You do try and, sometimes you try and fucking do a backflip. Things happen. Sometimes you do a backflip. Sometimes you try and make the word cunt funny. Not everybody's on board with it. They don't all like when you say cunt, Matt. You could be, that's okay. I don't need everybody to be okay with me saying cunt. I just need to fill a room full of people that think that it's funny and figure out how to say it in a funny enough way that the people that might not like it, you think that it's still funny. That's being good at writing jokes. It's not just screaming things until hopefully they work, or yelling at people like, why doesn't this work? Why are you yelling? What are you doing? Just be better and you won't have to yell at anything. Sometimes I'll talk about the process of comedy on these solo episodes, but it'll probably be more so just like doing gigs and stuff. Fucking, what did I do? I did an audition recently, people. I did an audition for the great Desi Alexander. It was cool. I don't know if you guys know who he is. I do. Sure. Yeah, definitely. Definitely know all about him. No, he's a cool dude. Put on this little comedy audition thing here at the Port Comedy Club. And there was a pre-interview, an audition set in front of judges, a post-interview, and a live show. It was a bit hectic, but it was fun. It was fun to... I'm terrible in advance and I'm great in the moment. And something with an audition where, like, if it's the moment that you have to arise to, then I'm going to do good. If it's doing work before, like, if it's comedy and stand-up and I've done it a bunch of times and I know the jokes and I'm just got to do what's funny, I can do it. But if I have to write a TV show, it's getting done the night before. And not that I've ever actually fucking done one, because every time I go to write one, I'm like, I'll get to it. It's going to happen. Then I turn on my Xbox and lo and behold, 2 hours of Call of Duty later, I have no pages written. And then I'm sitting here like, I should just start a podcast and talk to nothing, I think that it's going to go a lot better than trying to write something. Maybe it'll knock a couple ideas loose. Maybe. That's what these people do these things for, right? That's what these comics do podcasts for. Knock the ideas loose. Make content. Get big. Become a fucking national sensation for 3 months. Whatever it is. Most people get one theater tour. That's what happens. You see them fall off after that. But maybe not. A lot of people look like they're going back for their second one. We're going to see how they're selling. People are looking... Social media is bleak. I'm trying to stay off it. I been getting more into playing pool. I think playing pool's fucking fun. I think that it's a good, relaxing... you listen to some music, go to a bar, they're playing an MTV music video, and you're just hanging out. And some of you will think I am playing pool because of Joe Rogan. No, I am playing pool because my older brother used to play pool. And I always thought that it was very cool, and I would ask to go with him. But he was like, no, you're 10 years younger than me. I was 7, and I was like, can I go to the pool hall where they smoke cigarettes inside? And he's like, no, what the fuck? I didn't know they smoked cigarettes inside, but that's what was happening. That's what was going on there with his friend that did pills and stuff. And I won't dive into that because that's not my thing to talk about. Is it? Who knows? Is anybody's thing anyone? Does anybody own anything? It's all your truth. You're allowed to say whatever you like. And that's just the matter of life. Unless it pisses people off, and then you should really shut the fuck up. There is like the level of... people talk about speaking their truth and whatever and whatnot with being edgy or doing wild things, exposing someone for something wild. And it's... saying a fucked up story for a laugh, What's the risk? Are you hurting the people you're talking about? It's probably not cool. If you are, is there some karmic system that says that maybe they deserve it. Who knows? I don't know. I do think that there's a lot of karma coming for people. Just because the beautiful internet, no matter how hard I try and get off of it, I always see another fucking thing on there that I don't want to see. And that is also only being pushed by one side. Hell yeah. Mr. Hurley running around, setting up the club. Yo, if it's bar shit, I can set it up. If you mopped, I can, clean some other stuff up for you. You're good. We're going to keep that in. This pod is live. It's raw. It's organic. I've been seeing people have been fucking trying to shoot up churches. You guys, God is lame, but you don't need to shoot the people. Go to the Vatican. No, don't do that. Don't go to the Vatican and shoot all the people that protect child molesters. Why would God think that that's the right thing to do? No, but that's crazy. What are we doing? Where are we? Where are we as a society that we need to shoot up churches? We shouldn't be shooting up anywhere. I thought that schools were enough. I thought that killing the young minds of America was enough. No, eradicate the people that don't even know how to use the social media platforms that you complain about them on. Oh, they're all on Facebook? Just get the fuck off Facebook. What are you doing? They're spreading fucking Bible verses. Oh, they're a little whacked out on... Yeah. I mean, if you're shooting up a church because of abortion rights... Life's weird. It's interesting. It's a tough motherfucker. You're never gonna, That's fucking dicey. How do you feel about that? Because on one hand, yeah, I believe in a woman's right to choose. I totally believe in an abortion. But I hope that that's not why anybody's shooting up a church. Because you could shoot up the people saying don't go to the abortion. You shouldn't. You shouldn't shoot anyone. You should not shoot anyone. But it's crazy. That's where our country's going. We see it happening all around the world, and we're like, fuck it, let's go. It doesn't even matter where the guns came from. It's the idea. It's the idea that someone would do that is horrible. And listen to me sounding like the red-blooded fucking retard I am. I would just hope that no group of anyone deals with that. That's fucking horrible. You're just sitting there fucking listening to John 3:16, and thou shalt move churches if you fuck a kid. Whatever the fucking verse says. I don't know. I'm not a devout Christian. I have no... It's not like I'm a Christian protecting Christians. I just think that it's crazy to shoot someone up. It's just as crazy to shoot up that nightclub in Orlando as it is to shoot up a church. No fucking congregation of one group of people should ever get shot up. You should only thin herds judicially. Like through a pandemic created in a lab, the randomization will get it. Who knows? That's the best way to, randomized number generator. Put in the last 5.5 stat lines of LeBron's points. Turn that into a social security number. That's who that's how you thin out. You just randomize a bunch of stat lines from NBA players. And if it ends up being all one group, then that's just God. I'm kidding. Please stop the violence. Stop the violence. Don't let it keep happening to my people. You are going to get a couple nice country songs. A couple churches getting shot up. You get a couple nice fucking country songs, dude. Macklemore dropped a song saying that he's very pro-Palestine. I haven't listened to the song. I'd be lying. But it does feel like a play. Who the fuck what was it? The Dixie Chicks put out that song that we should end the war, and a bunch of people, CMT, got mad at them, and everybody's like, nah, these chicks are right. Or they said that we should drop more bombs, and everybody's like, Dixie Chicks. I can't remember what it was. But no one should say Macklemore's wrong to drop a song. It just feels like a grab. I also saw someone say it's funny when people are mad at celebrities for using their platform, like just because the issue doesn't line up with whatever. It's like, well, I've never liked celebrities using their platform. They're celebrities. They're famous because they say the right thing that people have told them to say, and they calculate it, and they're closer to politicians than they are a free thinker. Yeah, Macklemore. That's really the free fucking thinker of our generation right now. That's who's going to pull us out of all this bullshit. It's Macklemore. He's the one. His music, his song that I have not heard posted all over Instagram anywhere. Everybody's listening to Kendrick and Drake. That's your Israel-Palestine. And I don't know. You say who they are. You put A and B together with 1 and 2. I'm not going to pick that. I'm not here to pick a side. I just think that Metro Boomin's beat, BBL Drizzy, was the best thing to come out of the beat, because it was soulful and funny, and whoever King Wallonius is, whatever that record came from, you're a fucking godsend. You know? I'm going to check what time I'm at. I have to do that by getting up. Sorry. Rounding the corner on 30 minutes. Probably going to cut it in a little bit here, guys. You know, we're going to not have this first episode be too long. I don't want people to get sick and tired of this. I want myself to feel not exhausted at the end of these. Notice how there's no coffee yet. I haven't eaten food yet today. We're gonna go get a meal after this. I need food. I'm getting into making my own food more. Yeah. Sounds like a fucking weird misdirect setup for a joke. I'm getting into making my own food more. Yeah. These cardboard and shit sandwiches suck. Sounds like a fucking terrible cartoon or whatever. Just terrible, terrible, terrible joke. Maybe it's hilarious. Maybe that's my new fucking opener. Maybe that's going to really bring the house down. I've been making my own food and finding different ways to make food. And all of them suck. You know what you're not supposed to boil? Steak. Has anybody tried boiling steak? Is this a new boiled steak? Boiled steak now at Arby's. Would you go get that? Would you go get boiled steak? What about fried steak? What about fucking... Or, you know, you drop it in the fryer, no breading, but just like all greasy as hell. Like, why don't we make burger balls in fryers? Do they suck? Has anybody thought of beef tenders? A burger wrapped in breading. Are we missing out on all of these amazing food opportunities in America? I don't know. I think that we don't really need many more, probably. We've had a lot of food. Actually, I feel like I had Wagyu beef bites because I'm a cunt once. But they weren't breaded. It was Wagyu beef. Oh, I had Wagyu beef in a bowl with, like, fucking good Fritos in there. It was retarded. It was not... It's like $15. It was the cheapest thing on the menu. Cheapest thing on the menu at this place that I went to in D.C. and did shows at once was Wagyu beef. That's how you know the audience is not gonna fucking laugh at normal jokes. No, I actually did good that time. One of the other times I performed there, I totaled my car on the way. And that was just a whole experience. And then I went and I bombed. I made a terrible joke about a woman in the front row who was very pretty, and I made a very bad joke. And everybody was uncomfortable because it was a shitty joke. To circle back to what we were talking about earlier, circling back per that last email, I wonder what I will get to eat. Maybe it's an Indian food kind of night. Maybe I'm feeling some vindaloo. India's on the come up, guys. I think I want to learn Indian and go play the Indian comedy circuit. I think Indian comedy is the next wave. I think that's what we all need to do. I think I'm going to Google Translates a bunch of sets into Indian and just tour Mumbai, New Delhi. Really just like fucking rip up South Asia, you know? Just fucking get after it. You guys see me come back and just fucking Bollywood it out and all the fucking gold and whatnot. Holy shit, Matt got a lot of money over there. No, we'll see how much money I get as we move forward in life. It'll all be good. You guys, what do I want to close with? I should close with a thought. I should close with an idea. I should close with a thing, a topic, a something to really sum up the je ne sais quoi. No, you guys, this is going to be the podcast. This is a short episode. This is the first episode. We're having fun. We're keeping it loose. We don't want to beat you guys over the head with too much of my ranting. It's not going to be that good at first, so we're going to keep it short when I have the energy. And every time I have the energy is when I sit down and start recording this, because that's what inspiration is. Whatever the fuck I read once in a book. You guys, this is going to be coming out. I'm going to try and drop the solo episodes like Tuesday, and then do the big group fun episodes on Thursday, Friday, something along those episodes. Have a guest, do a group episode, get a couple people from the podcast. We're going to have there's a studio idea in the works. There's a bunch of moves happening in my life. I'm getting new roommates. It's going to be a lot of fun. What else is happening? I think I'm doing a show here this week. I will wait till next week to say if I did it. I don't want to fucking whatever. Things can happen. You got to be flexible and not say things so that you look like a dickhead when they don't happen. You know? Don't promise things that might not happen. A lot of us do that in this world, and let's not do that. You know? So when next time you're about to promise something that you're not sure if you can actually deliver, like me getting real pumped about this show on a recording where I might turn around and be like, somebody better than me got the job. You know, that's when you just got to slow your roll. I promise I will not fucking end every podcast with a slow your roll pun. My guests, I can't say what they're going to do. But you guys, this has been a first episode of the Slow Your Roll podcast. Maybe it's the slow roll or the slow your roll. I'll decide that when I post the fucking episode and name it. This is the start. This is the birth. This has just been me talking some shit. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great fucking day, night, or intermediary Alaskan 20 hours of darkness. Thank you. Peace.